All right, today's focus question. What terms describe the four main operations in math? What terms describe the four main operations in math? And we'll start with sum. What does sum describe?
Subtraction. Oh, addition.
Good, addition. If you're asked to write an expression that's described as the sum of A and 6, you would write A plus 6. An expression for the description sum of 7 and B. You would write 7 plus B. The sum of 4 times a number and 5. The sum of 4 times a number and 5. Could that be 4x plus 5? Because this 4 times x would be 4 times a number, right? And 5 would be, I'm sorry, 4x plus 5, not b. So now working backwards, if you were given the expression m plus 4, what would the written description be? No, if you're just asked to write the written version of m plus 4, how would you word it?
Oh, a number. I mean, m.
The sum of.
Oh, the sum of m and.
The sum of m and 4. Wouldn't it be what you just did up here, but in reverse order? So if the expression was 3x plus 7, that would be the sum of. And then how did we say that earlier? Very good. 3 times a number. And 7. So on the left is the word phrase, on the right is the expression. And you want to be able to take it from a word phrase to an expression, and from an expression back to a word phrase. The next term is difference. When you're dealing with the difference, that's subtraction. If the word phrase is the difference, of x and 3, the difference of x and 3 is x minus 3. Yeah, you're going to be given a word phrase, you're going to have to write it as an expression. Then you're going to be given an expression, and you're going to have to write it as a word phrase. All right, the difference of 8 and b. The difference of 8 and b would be 8 minus b. All right, so what would be the word phrase for m minus 9? The difference of m and 9. All right, do you see how this order matches this order? And you're just replacing the and with a subtraction symbol. Product. When you're dealing with the product of numbers or numbers and letters, product relates to multiplication. So the word phrase could be to write the the product of 8 and x. And that would look like this, 8x. You don't have to write the times symbol. It's implied that when a number is next to a letter, that you multiply them. If you're asked to write the product of m and 3, it's still multiplication, but you're not going to put the m before the 3, okay? When you're dealing with multiplication, you're always going to put the number first and the letter second. So this would be 3m. All right, so if you were given the expression 7b, what's the verbal? Very good. The product of 7 and b. All right, and the last term is going to be quotient. And quotient is related to division. So the quotient of 6 and m. That is going to be 6 divided by m. The line in the fraction means divided by. Yes. Excuse me? You can't find out what m is if there's no equal sign. It's an expression. It's not an equation. The quotient of x and 4. This is important. The x has to go in the numerator. So this would be x in the numerator and 4 in the denominator. No, it goes in order from left to right. See how the 6 was first? And it went in the numerator. The x was first, it goes in the numerator. Whatever's listed first in the word phrase goes in the numerator. So if it's 8 and x, that's 8 over x. So what would the word phrase be for 10 over n?
The quotient of
Quotient of 10 and n. Very good. All right, and the other part of your assignment today is just going to be working with the calculator. All right, so I want you to write this down. Does everybody have what's up there? Okay. We're going to refer to this button on the calculator. This A, B, C button. We're going to call that fraction bar. Okay? Right now, I want everybody to set their calculator to second fix 2. Set the calculator to second fix, which is behind the period, and type in the number 2. When you do that, your calculator should show you 0.00. Is everybody's calculator on 0.00? Okay. So now I want you to type 1/2. That's 1 fraction bar 2 plus 3/4 equals. Does everybody have 1 and 1/4 in their calculator? That's your fraction answer to that addition problem. Then I want you to push second button, and in green it looks like this. It's the bottom left. It looks like F, arrow, arrow, D. And second fraction to decimal, you should get 1.25. Does everybody have that on their calculator? You're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions on your worksheet today. You're going to list one answer in fraction form. You're going to push second FD, and it's going to give you the second answer in decimal form. You're going to write both of those down. Okay? Try this. Try 1 and 1/3 times 2 and 3/5. And you should have 3 and 7/15 on your screen. If you don't, let me know. And then you're going to push second FD, and your screen should say 3.47. Is everybody good? Everybody knows how to get fractions in the calculator? No? Yes? Bottom left.
Where would you put the fraction? The fraction we're at after you do 1, 1, or like?
All right, look, here's the question. If you want to enter a mixed number, you got to type 1. You got to type fraction button. You got to type 1, fraction button. And you got to type 3. And that's 1 and 1/3. It'll look like this on your calculator. That's 1 and 1/3. Okay? Any other questions about the calculator? All right, I've got a handout that I'm going to give you today. And you can write on the handout. And I've also put the answers, the correct answers on the back of the handout so that you can check your work as you go. Okay?